About 2 months ago, I went to Spain on a holiday with my dad and my sister. And this turned out to be one of the most horrible holidays that I have ever had in my entire life. Because on day 2, I started to get so incredibly sick with a virus that I had not experienced like that in my life ever before. After my body not being able to contain any water for 2 days, my sister got so worried that she was like, we have to go to the hospital now. And thankfully she did, because once we got there, my system really started to shut down. The doctors made me lay down and right away gave me an infusion with water, different types of medicines. And now here's the part where my life just turned around completely. In those first few minutes where everything they gave my body to feel better, my body reacted in such a strange way. I'm not kidding you guys, I thought I was going to die. My entire body started to shake and I just saw these 3 faces looking at me so incredibly worried. And this probably felt a lot more dramatic than it actually was. But in that moment, I literally just prayed so much. There was this one habit that I swore to myself I was going to stop completely, and I'm going to be talking about this in another video. But the other thing was that I just said I needed to change something. So the following days, I was still so sick, and I would say this lasted for about 3 weeks that I really felt so much weaker than I normally do. And I'm generally speaking a very active person. So for me, this was really a shock to my entire system just to realize like, wow, this is how you can also be feeling, and how blessed I was for all those other things that I had in my life. And I also want to add something to this video, as I have not always been an atheist. I definitely always believed in a higher power. I was constantly talking to the universe. I always believed that somebody is looking down on us, and every action that we take, that we are being judged on that. So it's definitely not that I have never believed in anything, but I wouldn't say that I was very religious beforehand. Now, one of those days where I was just laying in bed the entire day, because that was all I could do for so many weeks, just lay down. And this made me just look at my phone the entire day. This was right after Charlie Kirk had passed away. And while I do not want to take stand on anything that he does politically, I just saw a lot of his videos where he would talk about Christianity and God and those sides of things. So please, let's not start arguing about whether what he did was right or wrong, because I know that a lot of the ways he saw the world, especially in a political way, was very controversial. However, his Christianity side of things, I looked at and I was so fascinated by the strength of this belief that I just started to look into it more and more. And I cannot explain to you guys what exactly happened that day, but after I had spent 12 hours on my phone, I was literally like, I want to start believing in God. And this is as simple as that. And from that day on forward, it has been really such a miracle of a journey. And I never used to believe in it. I would literally be like, well, the Bible is just a book and you have different belief systems. And I still think up until now that you can never be 100% sure of anything in this world. No matter how badly we want to believe something, I still think that we always need to know that there is a 1% possibility of something not being the case. So I'm definitely a very cautious person of what I choose to believe in and the opinions I listen to, because I just know that there are so many different angles to look at everything. But what I can tell you is that what I have experienced since believing in God and since really starting to read the Bible, now I go to church every Sunday, I really start talking to God all the time. I start to listen to songs about Christianity, and it really has been so much fun that I just wanted to share this with you, because this is definitely not me saying that you're going to have to start believing in this. But what I definitely do believe is that we need to believe in something greater than ourselves, because if you don't, I really think that this life is going to be so much harder than it has to be. And I'm not saying that if you believe in a higher power, you're never going to have any challenges. But here's the thing, if you start believing in something greater than yourself, then none of these challenges is ever going to throw you off. I definitely have always had this mindset of no matter how hard the challenge, I am going to be able to overcome it. No matter how negative this situation, I'm going to be able to take something positive out of it. No matter how horrible a person was to me, I'm going to be able to find it in my heart to forgive them. But after my mom passed, I realized how much I struggled to keep up with this belief, because I was just thinking to myself, why? Why did this have to happen? And now, since I started to believe in God and Jesus and a lot of the things that the Bible is teaching, not all of them, please bear in mind, not all of them, but a lot of them, that there is nothing that I feel like is going to be too big of a challenge. And this is really one of the biggest teachings of the Bible, that no matter how dark the times are, no matter how horrible you feel, no matter how unkind somebody is to you, that you are always going to find it within you to find that strength, to keep going, and to be kind and loving no matter what. If you know me and have been watching my videos for those past few years of my life, then you know that a lot of these things I have been teaching the whole way through. But the intensity has definitely shifted. And also, since believing in God, I really feel like I am being carried by a light the entire day long. I wake up and I feel so blessed. And there has been this magic and energy around my life that it is really difficult to explain to you. Because I know that, especially for somebody who doesn't believe in anything at all, this just sounds crazy. And I know how it would have sounded to me about 5-6 months ago. I just would have been like, well, that's cool, but how's that possible? And I can't explain to you how it's possible. All I can tell you is that this time that I have started to believe in Jesus and God and to really immerse myself into Christianity, my life has been better than ever before. And so, can I recommend it? Absolutely. Is this going to be all I'm going to be talking about in my videos? Absolutely not. Because even though I was baptized as a child, my mom was Christian, and I even had my confirmation, that still didn't mean that I really believed in it my life through. So I really think that we all have to come to this in our own time. And I believe that for some of us, maybe it is never going to happen. So I will never ever exclude anybody from this channel or simply preach one thing. This is what I was talking about in my past video. I have now realized that there are so many topics that I want to be sharing with you from my life, but I definitely am going to talk to you about my belief and maybe even some teaching is out of the Bible, because at the end of the day, everything that I've been teaching all my life and I've been learning all my life, this whole motivational scene and the spiritual scene, they are all based on things that the Bible teaches us as well. Be kind to one another. Don't give up. Keep going through the hard times. Love your neighbor as thyself. There's so many teachings that are literally quotes that we have on our t-shirts now that complete atheists even carry around with them. So therefore, I want you to know that you are safe here no matter what. You are safe here no matter what religion you come from. You are safe here no matter what you believe in, who you love. Because if there's one thing that I believe in more than anything else in the world, is that we should never judge anybody just because they are different to who we are. So this is it, guys. This is how I found my way to God, and I am so excited to be sharing bits and pieces out of this journey moving forward in this channel.